Hello and welcome to this Django tutorial for beginners. So in today's tutorial we are going to make a very beautiful yet simple and beginner friendly password generator. So let's see what it is we are going to make by the end of this video. So this is our home page. So as you can see, it's on localhost, and here we can specify the length of the password we're going to make. So let's say we want a password of 10 characters. Do we need uppercase letters in it? Yeah. Numbers? Yeah. Symbols? Yes. Now let's generate. And this is the password. Wow, look at this. Well, no one can remember this. This is the password we are going to generate with capital or uppercase letters in it, symbols in it, and also numbers in it. So let's go again and make something else only with numbers, like 10. So it's not just numbers, so it's characters, there's small case letters and numbers. So you can see there are numbers here as well as characters, and we can navigate, right? So we can go to home and about page. So we can go to about page, and then here this is generated dynamically, this state by Python, and we can go to home again, and this is basically it. This is a very cool project, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Okay, so I'm using PyCharm as my IDE, so you can use Visual Studio Code, Sublime Text, or Atom, or whatever you're more comfortable with. So here I have opened my terminal. I'm in this directory, gener, just like a generator. And I'm going to start Django. Well, first I need to install Django. So I would go and pip install Django so that it gets installed here. Now I've already installed it, so for you it might take a bit of time. Now after I've installed Django, I should start a project. So I would still be in the same directory, and I would go with Django admin. Then I should go with start project, and I can choose a name for it. So I would call it like passgen, like password generator, something like that. Okay, now let's cd into it. So let's go into that directory, and it will be just appear here in a minute. Now, so it's here, and these two are, yeah, they have the same name. I don't want them to have the same name, so I can change this name later. But basically this one has all these files that we'll be working with, and the parent directly passgen, it's got the manage.py, which we'll use a lot here, you will see, but we don't need to change anything about it. So let's just see what we have here. So in passgen we have these files asgi and wesgi there, and in it we are not going to change anything about these. They're normally used when we want to deploy something to Heroku or other websites. So for this project we're not concerned with them, but these two are very important for us. So the settings.py includes well, of course, the setting of our project, and here, for example, the debug is true. That is, you will see if there is an issue with the project, and that's why it needs to be true before deployment. And then install apps. So once we install some apps on our project, we need to include them here. And what I mean by apps is that imagine a website has a blog section, maybe it has an about section or project section, portfolio section. So all these sections can be different apps, so that if you want to change something about one of these, you don't mess up, you know, with other stuff. So if you just separate these things, it's a better idea. For our project, we will have only one app. We just call it generator, so that will deal with generating a password and showing it up on our web page. Now there is nothing special for this project about this one. Now then there is urls.py, which is super important. We'll be working with it, And this basically, what it does is that, first of all, every web page that we have, it's got an address. For example, yourwebsite.com/admin, or yourwebsite.com/about, right? So let's say, for example, you have this website, which has the website.com/about. So about is in this part is about. So whenever you see something like path about, it means that something.com or .org or whatever /about. And if we leave it empty, it means this is the default, the index or the home page. So it's just like your website.com. And this is normally also the place that shows up. We'll talk about that later. But for now, let's first run our server to see if it works properly. So now what we need to do is to go here, Jenner. Yeah, let's get to the place where our manage.py is. Let's cd into our pass gen. Yeah, you need to be careful with these. Now we're inside, so we have access to manage.py now. So what we can do, we can say python manage.py and run server. One word, run server. Now this is going to start a server for us on this address. So we can simply click on it, or you can just copy and paste it somewhere. Now I have it here. Let me refresh this. You see, so it's on port 8000. And if you see this page, it means that you have successfully installed Django on your computer. Congratulations. Okay, now I just talked about apps and what they do. So now let's create an app which is responsible for generating a password for us and showing it on our web page. How do we create an app? First, we need to stop our server by pressing Control-C. Now we need to say python manage.py start app, just like we started project. Now we say start app, one word, and then give it a name. Like we give it a name like generator. Okay, now we have started our app and it's called generator. Now let's see if it shows up here. Okay, cool. Now we have it here, and now we have installed an app, and you see our app has some stuff which is a bit different from this one. So here we have models and views. Here we don't have it, and the URLs we don't have here, but we have here. So yeah, this is like separation of concerns, let's say. Okay, now that we have created an app, we need to inform our PassGen, which is responsible for these settings. We need to inform it that, hey, we have created this app, just in case you were wondering. So we go to settings.py in our PassGen, and we look for installed apps. It must be up there. Yeah, here. Enter, single quotes, and the name of our app is generator, right? And let's just save this as well. Okay. Now let's close this one and let's get back to our urls.py. So I just was explaining that this is responsible for the path, like .com/admin, these things, right? Well, we don't need actually admin page for this password generator. So let's just get rid of this one here. We still need this path. That's, well, because we are using path anyways. So we need to keep this one. And also for this admin page, let's just leave it blank so that it's like a home page. So we don't need any word or anything here. Now we also need to import something else. So let me show you what I mean. Let me also get rid of this. Okay. Now on our in our generator app, here we have a folder, well, a file called views.py. So views.py is responsible for what people can see and view. So it's like a link between our urls.py and our home.html, about.html, and these things. So the urls.py directs people to this page, and then there are some functions here that prepare the page, and then there is another page, home.html, with all the HTML structure. So this is something in between. Now we need to refer people to this views.py, and then from here people would go to home.html. Let's see how we do that. So first we need to say from generator import views, so that we use views, so there should be linked, right? From generator import views. Oh yeah, this is correct. Okay, import views. Now how can I use views? So I can say now views dot, let's say, home. And why home? It's just a random name. I can give it whatever name I want, but it's more suitable to say home, like for home page. So when I say views.home, it means that I will make a function inside this views, and I call that function home. And in that function, I can render a home page, like a HTML, home.html. So, and here I need something else called name. You don't need to know why for now. I will explain it at the end of the video. It's very important to have a name. So views.home and name that, yeah, home. Okay, so let's see. All right, so what else? Okay, now that we have everything settled here, yeah, let's just okay, now this is fine. All right, now let's get back to our views.home and make a function. So remember, this is basically a function. So we go to our views.py now in our generator here, and here we need to import some stuff. Now let's see what stuff can we import. So let's say from Django dot, let me see if it helps, .http, no help. Okay, anyways, import http, come on, some help maybe, http response. Yeah, it should work like that. So from django.http import http response. Well, it should work. Okay, but let's see what it means actually. So let's, I told you that this home that we created here, where was that? In our URL here, this is basically a function in our views, right? In this, so it's a function. So let's say def, let's define a function as we do in Python, and let's say request. So we're sending a request now, and then we need to return. So what shall we return? Let's say we return something simple, like a text, like, I don't know, like hello, yeah, hello world, for example. Let's return this for now. Now let's see. Okay, let's see. So it's a request. So I think yeah, we need to actually have a response. I can't just return this without a response. So yeah, this should be, yeah. Okay, I think this is it. Now we have everything settled. So we have home, and this home, this is what we get into home, and we're going to display it here. So let's run our server. So Python manage.py run server, let's enter, and okay, so cool, everything is nice. So let's have, okay, hello world, awesome. So this is basically the way we render some HTML or some information here on our homepage, but this is Actually, not the best idea. It is the worst idea ever. Why? I'm going to tell you why actually. Okay, so let's imagine that we have an h1 tag here. So let's just say h1, and just to show you that it works, we can put HTML here, say button, and then button. Okay, so let's save it and let's go back and refresh. You see, this is h1, and there's a button here, which is yeah, this is weird. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, it's fine. So this is button now, but why is it weird? Because I didn't put this one. Yeah, okay, it's better now. So this is not a good idea, because imagine an HTML page is a super long page. It's not that short, right? It's not just one line or two lines. And imagine having all of it in one, in one function, and it's not a good idea at all. That's why we don't use this. We don't HTTP response. We don't use this one. We use render now. So when we use render, we can simply say, I want you to render this HTML page and refer it to home.html somewhere. Now, so let's just get rid of this for now. This is not a good idea at all. And let's also get rid of this HTTP response. We don't need it anymore. So, so what is the solution now? I said we can use render, right? And how can we use render? So we can simply say return render. Since we have imported it, we can use it. And what shall we render? We are rendering a request while we're sending a request to grab something like a page that we don't have yet, but we can create it. Let's say generator and home.html. So we don't have this page yet. We're going to make it now, but this is basically it. So we are saying that, hey, this is our function, and what we're requesting is requesting to grab this home.html and render it where on this path. So let's go and create this generator / home.html. So this is a convention that normally we use it, we make a directory here like templates. So let's create a directory and call it templates. And inside that directory, inside templates, we make another directory with the same name as the grandparent, actually, that is generator. So they normally should be the same name. And then we can make an HTML file and call it home.html. Okay, this is our home. So now let's just put something in our home. This is home page. So this is our home page. Now, do you think this can be rendered here? So let's review it again. Now, on urls.py, we mentioned that whenever someone visits our webpage, our website, the homepage of our website, we should direct them to views.home. And whatever this one renders, it comes here. So views.home. So we went to the views here and home. So this is the function home. And what is this function getting back is a request to render this one, home.html, which is this. So let's see if it works. So yeah, the server is running. Nice. Let's just go and refresh. This is home page. Cool. So it works. We are basically doing what he wanted. Now we have one page. Now let's go and make another page, about page, for example. So let's go here, make another page, and now you know how to do it. So this time we call it about, because it's like your website.com /about. What is, okay, about. And views also the function that is going to The responsible is about, and the name, which I will explain later, is also about. Alright, now this is the path. The path tells us to go to views.about views and here and make a function called about, and it should send a request, and then it should return again just as it was, return render. And what should it render? A request. And what page should it render? We are going to create this page generator about.html. So we are going to create this page as well. So we go here, yeah, it's inside this. Again, create an HTML file. Let's call it about. And this is about, let's just give it some h1. This is about page. Okay, let's see. Alright, now refresh, works. So / about. This is about page. Cool, you see? It works. Awesome. Now, so now we have our about page and also our home page. Now what do we do now? So we need also another page called the password page, because we are going to process the password and the functions that we need there, and to display also our password there. So let's create another page and let's just call it password. So let's go here again, another page, and we call it password, and we use the same word for the function in the views and also for the name. All right, now let's go and create the HTML password. Cool. The title password, and let's just say yeah, this is pass page. And in the views also we need to mention that. So def password request, and then what is it that we're requesting? Well, we should return a render, and render is again request. And then it should generate, it should render this web page, which is called password.html. Now we created already. Okay, cool. Now let's see. So about works. Now how about password? Yeah, this is pass page. Cool. So now we have set up 3 pages, all connected and all work. Okay, so now that all these pages have been created, we need to go to home page and start designing it and making a form. So let's go to home page, and a very nice and convenient way to design our home page is to use Bootstrap. And if you don't know what Bootstrap is, it's simply a framework, a CSS JavaScript framework to to have real fast and responsive websites. So let's go here and just to getbootstrap.com, get started, and let's go to a starter template here, and let's just copy this, all of it, and paste it here. Now that we have this, so we don't need this JavaScript part here, we don't need that, and then yes, the CSS we do need. All right, now so let's just a title, let's say home page, for instance, and here password word generator. Okay. Now the way Bootstrap works is very simple. So we simply need to press dot and then container. It's a Bootstrap class actually. It has some attributes that yeah, make it easier to style things. And then let's just say that I need everything to be in the center, and I need the margin top to be 5. Let's just take a look at how it looks already. So let's just go to home. Okay, cool. You see, so things have changed from here. It went here in the center, and then there is this margin as well. We can also give it a background color as well. We'll do it later. Now, so what we do need here is a form. So we say, okay, we need a form, and this form should have this action, and action is actually where the form is going to be processed. So we want it to be processed on our password page, password.html. So whenever someone submits this form, it will go to this page, password. Now what do we need in this form? First of all, we need a length that is for people to tell us, I want, I don't know, a password with 7 characters or 8 characters or whatever. And that needs to be a select. And they have to have a name. We'll refer to the names later, so it's really important that these have names. The ID is not that important for us for now. And then we need to have several options, and the options are the numbers simply. So let's say we want 9, and let's just copy it and paste it a couple of times. So the user might say, I want a password with 10 characters in it, or 11. This is the way they can choose. So, or 12. Yeah, let's just go with these 4 for now. We can always, well, okay, let's add one more thing to it. So 13. Okay, now we have 13. Now, so this is the way people can select thing from a drop down, and then we can also say length. Now let's see how it looks here. Okay, so length, and this is the way people can choose these numbers. All right, now let's give it a break. That is, it will go to next line, and this one we need an input. And this input should be a checkbox. That is, people should check something. And what should they check? Let's say uppercase. So if they also want some uppercase letters in their password. So this looks like this. But if I click on this, nothing happens. I just need to click on this box. So in order to make it work, I need to wrap it inside a label. And the label doesn't need to have anything. It just needs to be there. Okay, yeah, so now see, if I click on the word, it gets checked. And let's just copy and paste this several times for, well, not there. So this one is for numbers, if they want to have numbers in their password, and also if they want to have symbols in their password. And remember, all of them should have names, because we are going to refer to this name to see which one was uppercase. We should know. So name, let's give it this name, uppercase anyways, but with a small case. Numbers, so they should have a name as well. And this should be numbers, small case, and this one should also have a name. Oops. Number, no, name. Yeah. Okay, name, and name should be numbers. Okay, now, oh, symbols, sorry. Symbols. Okay, now all of them have their own names. That is, we know when someone clicks on this one, we can tell by this name which one was it. Okay. Now the last thing is we need to have a button, like a submit button, right? So input type is submit, and the value is going to be, let's say, generate. So this is what is actually shown. Let's take a look. So this is generate. This is an ugly button, so we need to give it a class. It's a bootstrap class. The class of button primary. So this gives it a more beautiful look. Now we need to just break them. So we just give them a break tag, br, so that they go to the next line. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit better, I would say. Yeah. Okay, now, well, we can actually, start it much better with CSS, not with this, but still. Okay. Yeah, whatever. So it's not bad, I would say. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Now, let's also give it a background, like a background color. So let's get to, this one. Let's say BG and a background success. Success is green background. So okay, and I want also the color of the font to be white. So we'd say text white. Okay, cool. Now we need some padding for this, here. So padding, let's say 5. Okay, and then rounded kind of corners. So rounded a bit. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it looks better. Now, so the thing about submitting a form is very important to know that whenever I choose something, let's say I choose 10. Now the length is a name also that I give it. So if I press generate, just look what happens here in the URL. Nothing is happening, right? Because nothing has been chosen. Now, if I press this one, nothing again is happening. Why is that? That is interesting, right? So the reason is that something is wrong because nothing is getting passed. So there might be something wrong. What is wrong? You see? Here is what I was wrong. So I said from, not form. Now if I save this, things change. Okay. Now again, let's take a look. So if I say 10 and just I press generate, let's take a look. You see password, well, this is the page that it goes to, length equals 10. So the value that I just chose went into the URL. Now what if I choose uppercase and say 12? So 12 uppercase. Now take a look. The length is 12, uppercase is on. So uppercase means it's true. So all of them are false, they're not shown. Uppercase is true. And if I choose all of them, you will see length 12, uppercase on, numbers on, symbols on. So we can use these. So we can say if symbols is true, it means that it's been shown, it's been selected. If numbers is on or is true, if uppercase is true, and this is a length. So we can grab all this information from our URL, from our GET request. So let's see how we can use this. So we need to go to our IDE, and remember, length is this value. Whatever value the user chooses becomes the length. If they choose this one, this becomes true or on. So now we need to grab this information. Now let's get back to our views under, where was it, password, because password is going to be responsible. Remember, form action password. So password is responsible for processing this form. So we go to views again, under password here, we need to grab all that information. How do we grab it? So let's just declare some variables. So we say length equals, and how do we grab that length which the user chooses? We say we use request. So request, and what kind of request was it? It was a get request because it was visible in the URL. So again, get, and what was the name of it? Of course, it was length. Let's take a look. So here, this is length. Generate, see, length is 10, and this is using a get method, right? Now we have this. What about the uppercase, numbers, and symbols? It's the same. So we okay, let me just make some space. Now, one important thing is that length is always a number. It should be a number, right? It was a drop-down number. That's why we can say we need an integer. Yeah, it's just a simple kind of a way of validating it. It's nothing special, but it should be an integer. Now, what about the uppercase? So we can go to uppercase and use the same thing here. So we can use the same method to grabbing uppercase. Now we have uppercase now as well. And what else do we need? We need numbers. And numbers was also the same. We have a get request to grab the value in numbers, if it's true, if it's false. And then we had symbols. So we go to symbols and request symbols, the value in symbols, which is either true or false. Now, we have all these. So whatever the user submits, we have it now. But what can we do with it anyways? Now, the thing is, we need to define now a function, and that function should provide us with a list of characters, uppercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And then when a user chooses, let's say, a symbol and a number and let's say 8 characters, we should randomly try to grab some characters from that list. So we need some random numbers. That's why we need to import random here. And now let's define our list. So let's say list. What list? So our list should include A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So this is a list of characters. Now, if the uppercase is true, we want to also add uppercase letters to the list. If numbers are true, we want to add numbers also to the list. And then from these, we should grab like 8 or 10 or whatever characters. So let's say now if uppercase is true, so just that. So what happens then? If uppercase is true, we want our chars, our list, to be extended, to extend, yeah, extend, and we want our list to be extended. So extended, and we need now uppercase letters. So I just have them here. So we want to add all these to this if someone chooses uppercase. If not, we don't need to have this list anyways, right? Now let's get to the next one. Now if numbers is selected, if numbers is true, then the same happens to chars dot extend, and this time we need to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 as a string, remember. And then if, now for symbols, if symbols is also chosen, we need to extend again chars dot extend pretend. Now this time symbols, so let's just use these symbols. Yeah, okay, what else? Yeah, these are fine. So these symbols, but only if symbols are chosen, that is, it's on, then these will also be added. Otherwise we don't need to add this to our list anyways. Okay, what are we gonna do with this now? What about the number? So if someone chooses like 8 or 9, how are we going to grab 9 items out of all these? So for this we need to use for loop. So let's say but first let's say our password. Okay, no, that's okay, the pass, let's yeah, leave the pass an empty string and we will add to it later. So for I in range, in which range? Remember length, because whatever it is, so if it's 9, 10, whatever, so we say that for I in range 10, for example, we need to do something. What do we need to do? We need to say the pass plus equals. Now we need to go through these and choose randomly. So random dot choice chars. So okay, so this is how it works. Now let's say that for I in range 9, the pass, which is empty now, should be added one random character in chars. So let's imagine that chars have all these, so a user has chosen all of these checkboxes. Now we want to say 9 times, right? So once one is randomly chosen out of these, and then another one, to 9 times, and all of them are added to the pass. Cool, so now we have already our pass. Now how can we insert our the pass into the web page now? So this is the way we do it in Django. It's so cool. So here we make a dictionary and we say, for example, password, and then this password should have a value. And what is that value? The value is dynamic value. Let's just for the sake of practice, let's just put something like A, B, C, well, C, D. Let's just say A, B, C, D. Now let's see how it works. So we have this in our password.html. We can insert this. Let's go to password.html. Well, so this is our password, right? What is happening here? Okay, let's see. Get request. So home, about, password. So what is wrong with it? Let's see. Okay, so apparently I have these typos here. So I need to change, and now let's get back. Okay, so it works well, apparently. So it okay, cool. Now what I wanted to do, I was explaining this part actually. So it means that we can insert this variable password, and this is the value, right? So we can insert this password here onto our web page, and then this value will be shown. So how can we do that? How can we insert this here? So we go to our password and let's just put it here. So we say that the password is, and the way we do it in Django is that we need to have curly braces. Well, 2 of them actually. So 2 curly braces. This one is for showing the value, and this one to show that, okay, this is now a dynamic kind of information. So we say the password is, and here we enter the word password, which was the key. Where was that? Here, right? So we enter this one, and let's see what happens if we go to our page. So let's just say, yeah, we randomly choose something. Now this is ABCD. So now this is shown, this ABCD is shown. So in this case, we, instead of ABCD, we can simply put the pass here. So whatever we got out of this function, we can display it here. Now let's do that. So let's see if it works. So finger crossed, this will show a random password. Oh yes, that's it. So awesome, with 10 characters in it. Okay, now let's get back. Now let's see. So I want 10 characters, uppercase, numbers, and symbols. Let's see. Look at this. So we have lowercase, capital, or uppercase, some characters as well. That is cool. So now we have managed to create a password with all these. Look, numbers, characters, lowercase, uppercase, all sort of stuff. Awesome. So we have made it so far. Now we need to first of all make this page, yeah, a bit nicer in terms of style. So let's just give it some good styling. Now let's go to about.html. Oh no, that was the password. Yeah. Okay, so let's grab this one and let's just say that we need an h2. Well, first let's create a container, which is a bootstrap container. And this container, we want the text to be in the center. We want to have a margin top of 5, and we want it to be rounded, and then we want the background to be primary, that is bluish. Okay, so this is our container. Now inside the container, so let's just indent it. Yeah, inside the container we can have an h2. So we see this is the password, and after the h2 we can have an h1 actually for the password. So what was our password? This one is the password, right? A text. Okay, and also let's go for text white. So text center, text white. Yeah, let's see. Oh cool, but oh, we haven't imported the bootstrap styling here. So let's go to home page and just grab it from, yeah, from head upward. So password from head. Okay, now we have bootstrap here. So let's see. Awesome. Yeah, this is a bit ugly, so let's just add some padding here as well. So padding, yeah, padding like 5 again. Okay, much better. Now here let's add a better background to this. So this one, I want to add a class of background success, which is a greenish kind of thing. You see? Yeah, much better, right? Okay, so this is password. Wow, this is okay. Now how about making some buttons? Like for example, I want some button here so that it directs me back to the home page. How do I do that in Django? Okay, so remember I told you about these names here? Name, about, password, and home. So this is where these come handy. Okay, so we need to go to our password now. So for the button to work, a tag, right? And let's just give it a class of button and button warning, and let's just say home. Okay, it's here, cool, but it doesn't go anywhere, you see? Yeah, so if we just I can just say /home.html. It doesn't work like that. So the way this one works in Django is to have, again, curly braces, but this time I'm not using 2 curly braces, only 1, because I'm not returning any value or any variables. So what I will need to do is putting percent sign or percentages, and here I say URL and the name that I gave to this in the URLs. So you see this is name home. So this goes, oops, this goes here. Now let's see. See? How awesome is that? Wow, that is cool. Okay, now let's create the last page, which is the about page as well. So about page, let's do the same kind of styling, like from from title about here. Let's do the same. Add the container class here, and the container should contain what exactly? It should contain, like, this is about, okay, this is a password generator in Django. And okay, what happened to this one? Okay, now created by Vidi, and then let's add some dates. Let's say copyright, well, not copyright year. Okay, now I want the date to be also dynamic. I don't want to just hard code it here every year, you know. Well, also, although it's not that difficult to do it once a year, but still. So I need to do some functions here. So go to views page and our about. So we need to use the time and date function. That's why we need to import date time. And here, let's say y for year equals date time. Yeah, dot date time now, I guess. Yeah. And daytime, but daytime, but now. Okay, well that must be it, no? Daytime, yeah. Okay, so now let's insert this here. So again, we can use this and say year. And what is the year? So y dot year actually. So y dot, not year, but year. Yeah, so y dot year returns the year. So let's insert it somewhere in the about section, like here. So remember, again, two curly braces, because we are returning some value. So let's say, what was that? That was, yeah. Now let's see. Okay, well, we don't have an about page, damn it. Okay, let's just go to the about page. Yeah, perfect. Year 2021. Awesome. Yeah, this styling sucks, so let's just change the styling. Now container. Okay, background. Let's say primary for blue. Then margin top. Oops, margin top 5. Padding 5. Text center. Text white. Yeah, let's see. Okay, awesome. This is a password generator in Django created by Vidi here, blah blah. Okay, that's cool. Now a button here for going to home page, and now we know how to do it, right? An a tag, give it a class of button. So button, let's say warning for that kind of color. Here, home. Now, how do we change the address? Remember? So with percentage signs and say URL home in single quotes. There is no quote here. Save it, go back, and now this is awesome. isn't it? Okay, one about page here as well. So let's just go copy this. Go to home page, and somewhere, yeah, around here, let's just say about instead of home. And here, let's just do about. We have it. Cool. Cool. Class. Margin top. 4. Yeah. Awesome. Wow, look at this. Isn't it cool? So let's create some crazy password. Wow, look at that. Awesome. Okay, that was it. Wow, like 50, almost 4 minutes. Yeah, that was a long video. So thank you for watching and listening.